Hi, my purpose today is to discuss a video called 116 Innovators. This is one of my favorite Lean videos. It is called 116 Innovators and it is part of the Toyota Effect series on YouTube. It tells the story of the transformation of a company called Ace Metal Crafts, a company in suburban Chicago. It is a true transformation, resulting in faster production and delivery times, more business for the company, and happier employees. The video presents a privately owned company with a big challenge, which is to reduce delivery times to less than half the current duration. In fact, they talk of delivery times of currently about 8 weeks, which must be brought down to about 3 weeks in order to remain competitive. This is what many people would call a burning platform or a true need for change. Now on the inside, the CEO just got control of the company from her dad, and she would like to be able to pass it on to her daughter. So we also see a certain sense of continuity. There's a desire for business continuity, and which creates a sense of stewardship for it, so that, like I said, the business may be passed on from one generation to the next one. However, before they can look at the long term, they need to prove their viability on the short term. And given this challenge of the one that they currently have with the slow delivery times, they bring an expert from the outside, from Toyota, and this person will help them change. Notice that new ideas usually come from the outside, but at the same time there has to be a willingness to change in the inside. Now, willingness to change is not the same as not being afraid. Fear and resistance are natural reactions to change, and you will observe this in the video. Now, the Toyota expert seeks to lessen these reactions by getting CEO assurances that nobody is going to lose their job as a result of any process changes. The Toyota method, then, once they start, is to lead employees into discovering what is not working and how it could be fixed. It's a very reality-oriented approach with a little bit of lessons and then a lot of walking around the factory to see what's going on. The factory is a place where the work is happening, where the transformation is happening, and where employees are challenged on a continual basis as to how to do a better job. And the variation and all the possible factors of production is experienced at that point. So they go to the places where they work, and then they spend time looking with sincerity and unafraid as to what they may find. Those two characteristics are very important for the rest of the story. So there's sincerity, a sincere desire to find, but there's also lack of fear, which becomes an asset for the whole story that is told in the video. Because of this openness to see what before perhaps they were unable to see, and also using the theories that are brought by the Toyota expert, the employees gain a shared understanding of the company's work, not just of their own small portion of it, what they are in charge of on a daily basis, but the end-to-end stream of tasks, a chain of tasks that creates the actual operation of the company. Also, we see in the video that their employees' imagination is freed, and so they come up with ideas, and then they test them, and they refine them as a result of the tests, and then they adopt them, and then they standardize these ideas. Even though the solutions are not complicated, what you see is that the employees are experiencing positive change, and this creates a shared sense of accomplishment like never before. As a result of all of this, then there is a positive change and a sense of accomplishment that becomes a big engine for them, a big engine to continue moving forward. Even more important, the employees improve things that matter to them, their work, all these changes are not on things which may be superficial or not so important. This is actually how they work on a daily basis. This realization then leads to a sense of ownership in the operation. And as we know pretty well, the sense of ownership is a key factor in order to have any type of sustainable improvement. So this leads to sustainability. Which then allows us to connect this with the notion of the business continuity that the family wants to ensure as part of the whole story. Now, interestingly, without ever mentioning it, the video tells the story of something called the Deming chain reaction. Dr. Deming proposes a chain of positive business effects. The chain starts with improving the quality of products and services. Better products and services come from following better processes. And better processes, as a characteristic, have fewer problems and defects. This means less cost spent in costly rework and rushing. This in turn results in a more efficient use of production assets, like machines and of course personnel, which means less waste, less cost. With this higher productivity, Dr. Deming argues, a company that can then become a leading player in its industry. Why? Because it has higher productivity, which we're going to define as more output with less wasted costs. And because of this, they may stay in business and provide jobs and more jobs. This is what happens with Ace Metal Crafts, the company in the video. Delivery times come down from 8 weeks down to 3. Business grows, they hire more personnel, associates feel like they can contribute, the atmosphere at work gets better. And this is in sharp contrast with some of the initial reactions where you see a little bit of afraid and resistance and suspicion as to why is an external person coming into the company to tell us how to do things, which of course is not what happens. Rather, the external person simply helps them figure out themselves how to operate better. All companies are challenged from time to time. Now, what sets them apart is how they respond to change. Leadership and a method for changing can make all the difference. I hope that you will watch the video and write and share what you think. Have you thought, for instance, how many employees are in a company with 116 innovators? Thank you for your time.